Thank you for joining Wars of the Rosies. And this is Man and Light by Herbert W. Hauschild, F.R.C. An article from Rosicrucian Digest, Volume 30, Number 12, January 1952. Man and Light by Herbert W. Hauschild, F.R.C. What is light? From the earliest times, the best equipped minds have voiced the query. The history of mankind might well be a record of the human being's conception of and response to light. The prehistoric or pre-conscious period concerned itself directly with the adoration of light as the source of heat, food, and visibility, and it concerned itself indirectly with the matter of clothing, shelter, and the seasons. Even this primitive stage of man was vital enough to raise great structures to light, as indicated by the intriguing Stonehenge on the Salisbury Plains. With what Dr. James Henry Breasted called the dawn of consciousness, the sun and moon cease to be gods. Instead, they become symbols of an all-pervading deity, as shown by an Egyptian pictograph of the sun through which extended multiple hands bestowing the blessings of light, life, and love. There is hardly a religion which has not used light as a symbol of majesty and goodness. We might follow the shining history of light through Zoroastrianism, Judaism, Hinduism, and others, down to Phariseeism, Christianity, and Buddhism, as well as many other systems of human aspiration and devotion, both living and dead. In each we would find admonitions similar to the well-known sayings of Jesus, "Let your light shine before men. Hide not your light under a bushel. I am the light of the world. I am the light and the way." Experimental knowledge is rapidly gaining upon the great body of inspired wisdom, so that what was revealed only to mystics and passed on to a chosen few is now fast becoming knowledge for all mankind to share. When Zoroaster spoke of the purification by light, he spoke by intuition. Today we have tangible laboratory proofs that sun through its ultraviolet radiation is definitely antiseptic. When the Hindu poets spoke of light as being beyond contamination by anything it shone upon, even a dunghill, and when Moses wrote of light as the first creation of Jehovah, both were voicing truths revealed to them and of which we today are witnessing scientific proof. Perhaps the greatest revelation of science in the 20th century has been the conception or theory of the duality of light. This conception once again confirms the law of Hermes, that everything having existence is the result of two opposite causes. The realization of the duality of light is slowly being forced upon science. In some of their experiments, light seems to behave in accordance with a wave structure, similar to sound, while in others it reacts as though composed of discrete particles. Painstaking experiments show that light has mass, that it is affected by gravitational fields, also that it is generated or emitted in separate, distinct packages, known as quanta. In these aspects, light behaves like a highly rarefied matter. On the other hand, light can be refracted and reflected. It shows interference bands under certain circumstances, it displays definite frequencies, etc., which indicate it can also behave as a true wave or a vibration. Coupled with this paradoxical duality is the even more astonishing fact, which is gradually coming to be more completely proved, that the speed of transmission of light in a vacuum represents the greatest speed obtainable by any material thing. Thus, to our material world of 3 dimensions, the speed of light represents infinity. This constant value of the speed of light is recognized by Einstein in his formula for the transmutation of matter into energy. Mass and energy are related directly to this constant value for the speed of light. The formula has been dramatically and conclusively proved in the development of atomic energy. The invisible dimension. Thus, from widely divergent experiments of physical science, there is emerging an overall picture of light which has a fascinating analogy to man himself. The dual nature of light corresponds remarkably to that of man. One aspect or function being purely material, the other immaterial and, at least, touching, if not existing, in a world of a dimension beyond our own. Yet no one would dream of suggesting that there were two forms or two kinds of light. In its speed of transmission, light transcends time, since time exists only as a complicated process related to space and motion. When motion has reached infinity, time must be reduced to zero. So also these functions of man, which we term psychic, belong to a realm beyond the ordinary limits of time and space. Like light, man is composed of discrete particles, and like light, he is in a state of continuous belonging with no halting. He is in a state of continuous belonging with no halting, no stopping, no hiatus, from birth to transition. Although the evidence is far from conclusive, it would seem that a quanta of light may, under the proper conditions, transform its energy and mass to an atom, thus reaching a state of equilibrium, only at some other time to receive more energy and once more continue its journey, or it may be transferred into either heat or electrical energy. Thus, when light contracts the world of three dimensions, it loses most of its infinite character. Much the same as does man upon being born, usually retains only the intimations of his immortality. For the questing mind, light has for millenniums been a source of satisfying meditation and speculative search, whether it be scientific investigation or mystic wonder and awe. But the ultimate has not yet been fathomed. The goal still beckons, and as we accept the challenge, our hearts will re-echo the ancient words of the psalmist. Light is shone for the righteousness and gladness for the upright in heart. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.